Hey friends, fellow anglers, and everyone passionate about the tug on the line. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the much-anticipated fishing forecast for Sunday, the 26th of October 2025, across the incredible waters of Australia. Trust me, mates, this day is shaping up to be truly special, offering some fantastic opportunities from the tropical north to the temperate south. We've got warming waters, a promising moon phase, and some real chances to land that dream catch. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to go and what to throw to make the absolute most of this promising day. What makes this day so unique? We're seeing a really encouraging blend of weather and lunar conditions that are set to stir up our finned friends. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk tactics and targets for this cracking day. We've got a great mix of species showing increased activity thanks to the warming spring waters. It's the heart of spring and the fish are feeling it. The mighty flathead. These ambush predators are really starting to turn on as the water warms up nicely into the high teens and low 20s Celsius. Where to search? Focus on shallow estuarine sandy flats, especially near the edges of weed beds, and where you find those subtle drop-offs. The key is to look for areas with slightly clearer, more stable water if possible. Early morning and late afternoon are prime times when they'll be lying in wait, ready to strike. On a day like this, my go-to lure is soft plastics around 3 to 5 inches in natural colors like motor oil or pumpkin seed. Jig them slowly along the bottom. Remember, a slow retrieve is key. Let that lure spend time on the bottom, mimicking an easy meal. For bait, fresh pilchards or live prawns rigged on a running sinker are deadly. Our estuary favorites, Bream, alt. These guys are spring superstars, and with baitfish and prawns becoming more abundant, they'll be on the hunt. While they might be a bit finicky at times, the warming water and stable pressure should encourage them. Where to find them? Look along rock walls, pontoons, and submerged timber in estuaries. Oyster leases are also prime real estate for a hungry bream. Lightly weighted natural baits like fresh peeled prawns, nippers, or even small strips of pilchard will work wonders. For lure enthusiasts, small crankbaits or grub-style soft plastics worked slowly around structure can entice a bite. Freshwater fighters, golden perch, yellow belly. For our inland anglers, golden perch or yellow belly are definitely worth targeting. October is usually when their activity is hitting its peak. Where to find them? Focus on dams and larger, slow-moving rivers where the water temperature is more stable. Look for submerged timber, rocky outcrops, and deeper sections of the water column. Small, hard-bodied lures in dark colors or soft vibes jigged around structure can be very effective. Remember to check local regulations regarding Murray cod, as there are often closed seasons for them in rivers during this time. Tropical titans, Barramundi. Up in the top end, the build-up season is in full swing, and that means one thing: Barra. The increasing humidity and warmer waters around 25 to 29 degrees Celsius ignite their action. Where to search? Concentrate on saltwater estuaries and the lower tidal river reaches, especially around river mouths where they congregate for their breeding season. Inland billabongs are also fishing well. Cast shallow-running minnow-style lures, surface poppers, or soft plastics around snags, aquatic vegetation, and broken timber. Fishing during cooler evenings or even at night with noisy surface lures can be incredibly productive. Remember to carefully release those big breeding females to protect fish stocks. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the conditions, friends. This is why the 26th of October will be special. Weather report. We're looking at a generally favorable weather pattern across much of Australia. In key coastal areas like New South Wales, we anticipate mild to warm conditions, with daytime temperatures hovering around 22 to 24 degrees Celsius and nighttime lows around 15 degrees Celsius. Wind-wise, we expect moderate northeasterly breezes around 14 kilometers per hour, becoming lighter and more variable in the afternoon, which is perfect for most fishing scenarios. Precipitation is expected to be minimal, with mostly clear skies making for a comfortable day on the water. Atmospheric pressure is holding steady or showing a slight rise after some earlier fluctuations, which generally puts fish in a more positive feeding mood. Water temperature. Trends. Despite any minor fluctuations, the overall trend for late October in Australia is warming waters. In southern coastal regions, average sea temperatures will range from 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This underlying warmth is excellent for fish metabolism, encouraging them to be active and feed. In the tropical north, waters are significantly warmer, providing ideal conditions for barra and other tropical species. The moon's influence. On the 26th of October 2025, the moon will be in a waxing crescent phase, about 4.5 days old and approximately 20 to 23% illuminated. Many anglers consider the period around a new moon and the early waxing crescent to be a very productive time for fishing. The darker nights can encourage many predatory species to feed more actively during daylight hours, which is a silver lining. Popular fishing beliefs suggest this phase can spur fish activity, especially around dawn and dusk. Overall fish activity. October is the heart of spring in Australia, and generally fish activity is increasing across the board. Flathead, bream and snapper are becoming more active in estuaries and coastal waters, while golden perch are hitting their peak in inland waters. Up north, barramundi are moving into their breeding phase, making them prime targets. The combination of warming waters, stable to rising pressure, and the waxing crescent moon phase points towards a day of heightened activity, particularly for predatory species. Overall assessment: good fishing. Based on all the data, friends, I'm giving the overall fishing forecast for Saturday, the 26th of October 2025, a solid good fishing rating. The warming water temperatures, stable atmospheric pressure, and the advantageous waxing crescent moon phase are aligning to create excellent conditions. Expect active feeding, particularly in the mornings and late afternoons, as fish take advantage of the favorable spring environment. So there you have it, my friends. Get out there this Sunday, the 26th of October, and make the most of these fantastic conditions. I wish you all tight lines and screaming reels. May your bait be fresh and your knots be strong. If you found this forecast helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future forecasts and tips. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for this weekend? What's your go-to lure or bait for spring fishing in Australia? Share your observations because we're all in this together. Until next time, stay safe out there and happy fishing.